Goodness to you, it's Sporty King, and welcome to Gift Friday. I created it because so often we hear TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. But I say, what allure does Friday have to the person that took their last breath on Thursday, or any day for that matter? Therefore, I've learned to use what I learned through Psalm 92 and 2. And that is, it is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. Therefore, instead of TGIF, I use TGIT. Not thank God it's Thursday, but TGIT, thank God it's today. And then TGIT, thank God it's tonight. Which brings me to another spiritual lesson that I learned, and that is that Matthew 6, I think, what is it? Matthew 6 and 34 survey says, yes, Matthew 6 and 34. It says, so don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. TGIT, thank God it's tonight. Today's trouble is enough for today. TGIT, thank God it's today. Yes, it doesn't matter what order you say them in, because the truth is darkness always comes before the light. I call it a victorious cycle rather than a vicious cycle. And that moves us to realizing that we have another option for for TGIF. If we take the first, we recognize that TGIF is trusting God is free. Think about it. What does it cost you to receive the greatest gift of every day, the gift of waking up? Doesn't cost you a dime. So another way we can look at TGIF, we can take the T and move it from the beginning to the end, and we get GIFT, what we should be thanking God for all the time, and that is the gift of today. Thus, GIFT, Gift Friday. God is for today. Gift Friday is the online sharing of one of my poetic, inspirational messages. After that, if you like a copy of it, a keepsake, colorful copy, and you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, you can just email me. And if you're not on my mailing list, email me at sportyking.com, and I will send you a copy. The reason I say email it to a request if you're not on my list, because if I just send it to you, if you say in this thread, Sporty, send me a copy, and I send it to you, it'll be in PDF form, and therefore your security will block it as spam. Versus if you send me the request on my email, then I will be replying to yours, and therefore your security will let it go. If you're watching on YouTube or on my website where I reload it, then you can put that comment in the comments, not in the thread, because the thread gets erased after the broadcast. Look, today I'm going to take a little longer with you, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 3 for 1. Okay. First, I'll share a perspective that has to do with an article I Googled asking, is it wrong to say Merry Christmas? I Googled this and I got a site called Taft Today. And so I'm going to be sharing what they said. Second, I'm going to share a non Googled response. And then third, I'll share what I consider the cherry on top of the ice cream, a poem. So, first, for the Googled article, is it wrong to say Merry Christmas? While some take offense, others believe that it is a harmless act that should not be taken too seriously. There's no doubt that the term Merry Christmas has been around for a long time, as far as 1699, when English admirals first used the term Merry Christmas in an informal letter. Since then, the term has become popular and widely used throughout the United States. However, in the more recent years, more people have found the term offensive due to the lack of inclusiveness of other holidays celebrated, excuse me, around this time of year, or if the person does not celebrate Christmas at all. To be more inclusive, people have started using the phrase happy holidays in hopes of respecting the celebrations of others who may not celebrate Christmas but might be celebrating another holiday around the same time. senior Eli Alvarez, and I guess they had. I got three opinions in here from us, two seniors and a junior. I guess they're high school or college. I don't know which, but Eli Alvarez is a senior, and he says, "I feel people should be open to how others feel because people have different religions and celebrate different holidays, or don't celebrate Christmas in general. So saying Happy Holidays seems more respectful." Meanwhile, Miguel Montano says, and he's a senior also, he says, but what do others think when it comes to the debate of both terms? Oh, he didn't say that. This is what the article says. But what do others think when it comes to the debate of both terms? And then Miguel Montano says, it's considered politically correct to say happy holidays. So it's just considered insensitive to say Merry Christmas to other people who aren't from this country that don't celebrate it. Merry Christmas is a traditional saying that's been around for centuries. Most of us do not mean any disrespect by it. This is what's being said by junior Leah Sarlo. The saying Merry Christmas has evolved to mean more than just the original religious intent, birth of Jesus. Nowadays, people use the phrase to celebrate the simple act of spending time with family and friends, giving to others, and spreading love and joy. Christmas will always be the birth of Jesus, but will continue to adapt to mean what each individual chooses to see Christmas as. I don't think it really matters because terms are similar in a way. They both tell you to have a good season. Personally, I say Merry Christmas because I grew up saying it. That was Leah Sarlo. The article goes on to say, in today's society, many people tend to be offended over politically incorrect statements, such as Merry Christmas. But the point of a holiday greeting is not about guessing the correct holiday that someone is celebrating, but about sharing your own cheer for your holiday. When someone says Merry Christmas to another, it should not be seen as assuming their religion, but them sharing a part of their belief or just tradition. Plus, if you want to wish people a happy celebration of their holiday, ask what they celebrate instead of just throwing out a generic greeting. This is in some cases better than saying happy holidays because in such cases like Hanukkah, which in 2013 was in late November, what holiday would Jewish people be celebrating if you were to say that in mid-December? People who don't celebrate the holidays should realize that not everyone knows that this is a season where everyone comes together to be cheerful and joyous. Overall, the debate between saying Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday still goes on and will probably continue. In the end, let's be honest. Christmas has become so hopelessly commercialized that the Hallmark shelves barely reflect the original intent. Christmas is not alone. All of these holidays that started with spiritual or cultural meanings seem to eventually get corrupted. That was that Googled article. Now, with my non-Google research, I recall a time in Chicago where I spoke at 5 senior citizen centers a month around the city. In one of the centers, I had 2 Buddhist women. And so one month I took 1 month to research Buddhism, and I presented that to the group. First, I thanked them for always attending and for their understanding that there was no need to be insulted by my sharing my religion with just replacing theirs in the spots where I mentioned God or Jesus, because they knew I was celebrating my higher power and they acknowledged that. So with that, I choose to share this inspiration. It's called Who Started Christmas? This morning, I heard a story on the radio of a woman who was out Christmas shopping with her 2 children. After many hours of looking at row after row of toys and everything else imaginable, and after hours of hearing both her children asking for everything they saw on those many shelves, she finally made it to the elevator with her 2 kids. She was feeling what so many of us feel during the holiday season time of this year: overwhelming pressure to go to every party, every housewarming, taste all the holiday food and treats, get that perfect gift for every single person on our shopping list, make sure we don't forget anyone on our card list, and the pressure of making sure we respond to everyone who sent us a card. Finally, the elevator doors opened, and there was already a crowd in the car. She pushed her way into the car and dragged her two kids in with her and all the bags of stuff. When the door closed, she couldn't take it anymore and stated, "Whoever started this whole Christmas thing should be found, strung up, and shot." From the back of the car, everyone heard a quiet, calm voice respond, "Don't worry, we already crucified him." For the rest of the trip down, the elevator was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Don't forget this year to keep the one who started this whole Christmas thing in your every thought, deed, purchase, and word. If we all did, just think of how different this whole world could be. Thus, I now choose to say and share the poem that one of my seniors in Chicago sent me. It's called, oh, that was called Who Started Christmas? I'm sorry. And the poem that my senior sent me is called Merry Christmas. 'Twas the month before Christmas when all through our land, not a person, not a Christian was praying nor taking a stand. See, the PC police had taken away the reason for Christmas. No one could say. The children were told by their schools not to sing about shepherds and wise men and angels and things. It might hurt people's feelings, the teachers would say. December 25th is just a holiday. Yet the shoppers were ready with cash, checks, and credit, pushing folks down to the floor just to get it. CDs from Madonna and Xbox and iPod. Something was changing, something quite odd. Retailers promoted Ramadan and Kwanzaa in hopes to sell books by Franken and Fonda. As Targets were hanging their trees upside down, at Lowe's the word Christmas was nowhere to be found. At Kmart and Staples and Penny's and Sears, you won't hear the word Christmas. It won't touch your ears. Inclusive, sensitive, diversity, all are words that are used to intimidate me. And then we spoke not a word as they took away our faith, forbidden to speak of salvation and grace. The true gift of Christmas was exchanged and discarded. The reason for the season stopped before it started. So as you celebrate winter break under your dream tree, sipping your Starbucks, listen to me. Choose your words carefully. Choose what you say. Shout Merry Christmas, not Happy Holiday. Please, all Christians join together and wish everyone you meet during the holidays a Merry Christmas. Christ is the reason for the Christmas season. And remember, it's not an insult. It's a welcome invitation to join in celebration. I'm Sporty King. If you like a copy of any of those and you're not on my mailing list, email me that request if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn to sporty@sportyking.com. If you're on YouTube or my website, drop that comment in the comments, not the threads. Remember, I wish you a wonderfully happy, safe holiday weekend, but more importantly, a Christmas weekend, because today is Christmas Eve. And remember that Gift Friday is the fact that God is always for today. So let today be the most important day of your life as you celebrate. God bless you and Merry Christmas. And I'm going to do quick shout outs, which I normally don't do on Fridays. It's not my interactive day, but I want to get those in there. So good morning, Vic, my brother from New York, and Cecilia coming in from LinkedIn. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everyone. Since I use every opportunity to celebrate life, so I celebrate everyone's holiday. Thank you for putting that there. Cecilia, because again, that is the point. But and it's funny, by the way, you can Google, how do I say happy Kwanzaa? How do I say happy Hanukkah? How do I say happy Ramadan? And so I Googled, how do I say Merry Christmas? And it didn't, see, so that's the whole point. We get so caught up in how do I say that we don't share what we share. And so as Ramona Hopkins, also us coming in from YouTube, Merry Christmas. And thank you, Ramona. Merry Christmas to you. I'm going to be emailing you anyway to thank you for the wonderful calendar and the story of what your family does. I love that. And then Cecilia, watching from San Andreas, Colombia. Oh, Cecilia, yeah, go on. And yeah, we got storms going on here in the United States. You're right to be in Colombia right now. And isn't that also the other part of the great news? It's celebrated wherever you are, because Christmas is in your heart. Whatever you celebrate is in your heart. I got to tell you, back to that second part where I told you I celebrate, I researched Buddhism, because what I had done was I realized that every time I spoke, I talked about God or Jesus, and these two Buddhist women never failed to come to the class every month. So I said, let me thank them. That's what I did. I said, let me thank them by let's educate everybody here on what their religion is all about. And they were very appreciative of that. That's what we have to do. So no one said, oh, we don't want to hear that. They were like, oh, wow, great idea. Thank you. Because that's what it's all about. So, joy is in your heart. So, Cecilia, experiencing the holidays from different perspectives is heart enlightening. See, I told you I'm going to be a little longer today because we got nice comments coming in. Yeah, man, this is a celebratory weekend, but it's a celebratory day because what do we say at the beginning? What do I say? TGIT. Thank God it's today. And that's what Gift Friday is all about. God is for today. So what are you celebrating today? And if you can get the celebration from somebody else's perspective, it'll actually help you celebrate what you celebrate even more. Okay, so thank you again for that, Cecilia. You on a roll. Must be that warm weather in Colombia. All right, I'm going to pause because I know that sometimes comments come on with a little delay before I hang up. But again, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Ciao. And some of us know that's from the, does that come from the Christmas Story, or it's just a whatever? But you know that saying, right? That rhyme. God bless y'all. Over and out. Ciao.